Okay, we'll start now. We have 21, that is including me, so I guess we have 20 people. Okay, that's good. This is a repository in which I keep all the code. If you don't know, I hope you are using this repository. But in case you are not, you can, or you don't know what to do with this, you can go to the link and you can download it from here. Okay, you can download zip. You can also use this link to clone this repository, but I don't think many of you know about Git or GitHub. So yeah, you can just click on this link and download this folder and yes, work from there. Hmm. Okay, so I have uploaded this cheat sheet there in the doc file, and yes, I'll be re-uploading them after we will be finished with the session today. And can you guys hear me and see my screen? Can I get a nod if you guys can see my screen?
Yes, we can see.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Okay, so and one more thing, we have a session tomorrow, but we'll need to postpone that session because I have to go see a doctor tomorrow. I'll update you. I think we have today is 12th, right? Yeah, today is 11th. We had a session on 11th and 12th, but and then I think it was on 14th. So we'll be moving. We'll have a one more session uh, that is outside of the schedule that I gave you. Okay, so okay, now let's get started. If anybody has any questions, please ask the questions. If you don't have any questions, if you didn't understand anything about if you didn't understand anything about slicing, or if you have any questions related to quiz, how many of you were able to successfully do all the quiz question? You didn't even have to write the whole code. It just judges your intuition, and these are good exercises, I would say. Good and useful. Does anybody have any questions related to these? I'll be taking up particular doubts. I will not be walking through the solutions because I don't think that is good for the learning. If you have any questions, if you got stuck somewhere, I can help you get unstuck. But yeah, I will not be going through the solutions, walking you through the solutions. Okay, so I'm guessing no questions. Okay, we have here hit our daily number 24. Okay, so let's get started. So last time we looked at strings, we looked at tuples, we looked at sets. There were some methods related to these, and yeah, we learned about indexing, we learned about slicing, we even learned about strides. Okay, so you can iterate through. I think we also saw that we can iterate over these data structures. If we didn't, no problem, we'll be doing that today. And you can iterate over, yeah, definitely we saw that we can iterate over a string. Okay, like in this quiz also, this one, which one? This one, we have to iterate over a word and print out each of the character on a line. Okay, for in this case, it would be for, I just said I will not be walking you through. But okay, for character in word, we'll print out the character. Okay, so when I run this, we'll be iterating over each of the characters. This word can be anything else, any other word, not even a word, a string. So you can see any other word, and you can see a blank space being printed here because, as we know, that is also a correct character. Okay. So yeah, I'm emphasizing on this because our the project for this that includes making a word cloud. This is final project for this. This is also from taken from that from a course by Google on Coursera. I found this really interesting, so I shared it with you guys. Okay, so yeah, you will be doing this project, and you will see. I will explain some of the important things that are going on here, and things like these, like this import. We have not covered all of this, or this pip install, these things. But I'll be talking about them a little, and and yes, that's it for that's yeah, that's it about this. Now let's go back to our list thing. So you can iterate over these some of these data structures, not all of them, not sets in particularly, because there is no order, or yeah, there is maybe can you iterate over a set? We'll see. I don't remember per se. Okay, so let's go to the list now. Let's go to the list now. Okay, this is how you make a list. I hope you guys can see clearly. This is how you make a list. In square brackets, you write elements, and those elements form a list, and they can be of any data type.
Sir, except that square bracket and sir, braces, what is the difference between list and tuple?
What is the difference between list and tuple? The difference between list and tuple is, first of all, how you define it. Like you said, curly braces and square braces. And lists are mutable. Like I said last time, that once you create a tuple, you cannot do operations to edit that tuple. You can definitely copy it and do some operations. But the major difference between these two is that list is mutable. You can make a list, and then you can add one by one elements to it. But once you define once you define a tuple, you cannot do anything. You cannot do changes to that particular tuple. For example, if I make a tuple of hello, what I cannot, this x tuple will be always this once I define it. Okay, we can do some other things, but we can say, like, why I don't remember the tuple operations right now, and it's not necessary that you remember all these things. So there's okay, so you cannot this x, when once you run this, x will be always a tuple, this tuple, it will not change. But when you make a list L, we'll see there are many operations. It is mutable. The difference between list and tuple is in basically it is that a list is mutable and tuple is not. That is why these two data structures exist. Okay, because there is one such small difference, and that is a legit question. Okay, what is the
Okay,
difference
thank
between
you.
these two?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so this is how you define a list L, and it can also take data. It can also take different data types. You can even, like we saw, you can define it as a tuple and then convert it into a list. It will be wait. Okay, sorry. Yeah, you can do something like this. You can define a tuple and then use this operation, list operation, to convert the tuple into the list. But we don't do that. What we do is we do it easily by just defining the data inside of square brackets. Okay, so this is a list, and this is how you generate a tuple. And set, we saw curly braces. Okay, this is for tuple, and this is for sets, and this is also for a dictionary, but there it is a little bit different. Okay, so this is how you define a list. Okay, simple, in square brackets. And it also follows zero indexing. It also, first element will be stored at 0th index, and then second element at first index, element 3 at second index, element 4 at third index, and element 5 at fourth index. Okay, element 4 at third index. So this that's why I was saying last time that indexing is important, that it will be useful. If you still have any doubts related to indexing, what do I mean by indexing, you can still ask. But yes, like tuples, Like strings, a list also follow. In Python, everything follows zero indexing. Okay, Python is zero indexing based, like C++, unlike MATLAB, and it also follows negative indexing. And you can see here, we have three different data types. We have a string, we have a string here in the same list. We have a float in the same list, and we have an integer in the same list. So it can hold different data types. It can hold even images, like we'll be doing in the uh, third part of our workshop. We'll be working with images on OpenCV with OpenCV, and there you will be working with images. So there can be different data types in a single list. They don't need to be restricted like in other languages. Okay. So there are different data types that you can use. You can use objects, other objects. We'll not be working on OOP, object-oriented programming, but I just want to let you know there can be different types of objects also. Like these ints, they are also object, and it also follows negative indexing. Last element will be on -1, second last element will be on -2, and so on. -3, first element will be on minus the length of the list. You can see if I print L -3 here, and here it is showing first and last using negative and positive indexing. This is something, print the same element using negative and positive indexing, L0 and L -3. For the same element that is here Michael Jackson, we can either do it by L0 or L -3. Uh, this is the same thing that we were talking about the last time. So there can be different type of content, like here it, Michael Jackson, it is a string, it is a float, it is a int, and now it can be, there can also be a list, there can also be a tuple, there can also be a dictionary, there can also be a list of sets. So any kind of data type, even data structure, not just data type, like data structure also, like we saw last time. We had tuples of tuples. Okay, so that is also normal in this case also. You can have a list with, like I said, with these data types we know, and you can also have it list. There can be 50 sublists inside a list. That does not matter. Okay, now last time we did not do many operations, but in this case we have lists. It is one of the most important data structures in Python. So we have some operations that we'll be needing from time to time, and will be using from time to time to achieve various things. It depends on what we need to achieve. And there are, like I said last time, there are, everything will not be covered, every other method in this workshop or any other tutorial for that matter. Always go to list documentation Python, and you can find a lot more. You can find a lot more there. We will be talking about all these which I can see here, but yes, there may be other operations. Okay, and you can even find blogs where they do different things using different ways, using different algorithms. So yes, apparently we will be talking about all the operations mostly, but yes, always rely on the documentation if you have to figure something out, or you are stuck. Like I said, I'll say it again, Python documentation is one of the most comprehensive documentation for any programming language. Okay, so yes, there are all sorts of examples. Always use this whenever you are stuck. Okay, so we have a list where in which we have a string and integers and floats, all sorts of things. We can slice we can slice we can slice the list. We know that we will start with fourth element, that is list index equal to 3, and we will go to the fifth element. We'll go to the fifth element. This fifth element will go to the, yeah, fifth element, and this is the index. This index will not be included. So the element, third list element with third list index, element with fourth list index, that means two elements will be printed out here, that is mj and 1. Because when we write down L3, so colon 5. That means third one will be included, fourth one will be included, this fifth index will not be included. Always keep that in mind. Okay, if you want to include the fifth element, you will have to write down 6, not fifth element, fifth index, because fourth index is the fifth element. Okay, so yeah, mj1, if I write down mj6, why is there no, okay, sorry, there is there are only that many elements. So mj and 1, you can even do it like this. This means go to the end. This one means go to the end. So we have seen this slicing. I am repeating it again. Now, okay. So what we there is now we were talking about that we have different methods. We have different operations, also called methods, because they are all defined using a class. So we have this method extend. What does extend do? It adds element to the list. It adds element to the list. If we have a given list, Michael Jackson 10.2, and let's see, we'll print this list. We'll print this list, and we'll also print this list after this operation. Okay. Okay. So first, what we have as the list, we have Michael Jackson 10.2. Okay, when I print the list, and then when I extend the list, you can see in extend I have also I have also in the extend method I have also written a list. So you extend the previous list, and by joining this list, so you are just extending the list. This is also a list make, because this is in double square brackets. So I extend the list, and when I print after extending, the list is Michael Jackson 10, and then pop and 10. You can see it is in order. You can see it is in order. If I want to print this pop, I can write -2, and when I run this, okay. So this is also the lists are extended in order, and this order is very important. Okay, so the list is extended, and you can also use the method append, and we'll be using more than extend. I don't more than extend. We'll be using the method append. We'll be using method append a lot of times. Almost whenever you work with lists, you use this method. I had even forgotten that extend exists. I just and it is you cannot remember everything. You have documentation for this purpose, and you can use this method append. It appends an element to the list, and in this case, it is a list. We'll see what happens. So you can see extend. Extend means we are extending the same list, and append means we are appending. If I pass on this list, so it will append it as an element. Okay, it will append it as an element. If I give it, yes.
Yeah, how to take input list from a user's keyboard?
How to take input you cannot take directly a list input from the user, but what you can do, okay, will be you doing that, you will be taking input from the user, and then appending it to your particular list. Okay, okay, we will do that. We'll do that just in a moment. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, cool. So if you can see, if I change this data structure to a tuple, and you can see a tuple was added to the list, appended to the list. Okay. So whatever you write inside of append, it is appended as a single element. Extend means extending list, and append means appending list. Okay, let's see if I try to do the same thing. If I try to enter a tuple here, what will be? What will happen? The same thing is happening. Okay, so it does not matter. Apparently I thought it will generate error. It does not matter. Cool, no problem. Okay, so there is first method is extend. It extends the list, and even takes it even takes a tuple, and it adds those elements to this list. And and sorry, it extends the list, and using append method you append it as a single element. Okay. This can be anything. This can be an image, this can be a tuple, this can be any other, this can be a dictionary. Okay. We'll come to dictionaries later. Each time we apply a method, the list changes. This I was talking about this many times. Uh, like in strings, whenever you did something, because the whenever you did something upper or lower, you had to store it in a new variable, because those variables data types are not mutable. Tuples are not mutable. Whatever change you made, whatever method was there, you had to store it in a new thing, because the data structure itself was not mutable. But in this case, whatever operations you do, there are some operations which don't make change to the original list. But yes, each time we apply a list, we apply methods, there are other operations where it may not happen. And you will have to see, you don't need to remember, you need to keep this in mind. Okay, what exactly is being changed, the change, what exactly is being this change made to. Okay. So you need to keep that in mind. That is important. I was once working on something, and I did generated errors, and then I had to figure out. Then I realized after some time, oh, okay, the main thing is being changed, and it was generating. Yeah, keep this in mind. Keep this in mind that there are methods. There for some data structures, there are methods that make change to the actual data structure, and there are methods that don't make change to the. Yeah, just keep this in mind, and you can always cross check like this. You can always cross check. Okay. Now we saw this same example. Here we are extending this list that was given, and we are appending these. You can see we extended this list, and now we'll append this element. So the list was defined here. Okay. And then we extended. So now L is this, and then when we append the same list, this element gets added. So now if the L is whatever changes we have made using these methods, that is what L is now. Like the original data structure is being changed. Okay. This is what I was just saying. And this is example right here. As lists are mutable, we can change them. For example, we can change the first element as follows. Okay. Okay. Wait. So lists are mutable. Like I have been saying that lists are mutable. Let's write a small piece of code. Like we have states, we have Delhi, we have UP, we have MP, we have Bihar. Okay. So so this is the list. If I print out states, this is, you can see the list. Okay. And if I try to access the first element, that is Delhi, you can see Delhi. The first element is Delhi. Okay. Now what you can do is, what mutable means, what exactly mutable means is, you can replace this first index. So what I can say is states 0. That means we are accessing the element 0. I want it equal. I don't want it Delhi. I want to change it to something else. Okay, let's just say we want to Bengal. Okay, or Tamil Nadu. Cool. I want the first element of the list to be Tamil Nadu. Now, when I access the list, I am changing the first element to Tamil Nadu, and we can even print the whole list. Let's print out the whole list. Okay, so you can see now the data structure has changed, and the first element is no longer Delhi. The first element is Tamil Nadu. Okay, first it was Delhi. This is what mutable means. This is what mutable means. We swapped the first element. We changed the first element with something else. Okay, we changed the element with something else. So this is what mutable means, and this is how you can change the element. You can even, it's not necessary that you can it's not necessary that you have to you can change the first element. You can change any element. Like I want to change the last element. Now Tamil Nadu will be there. Now Delhi is the first element. Why is Delhi the first element? Because I reran this cell. So the data structure gets built up again, and then we print up the data structure, uh, and then we change the last element to Tamil Nadu. So in this case, Bihar is replaced by Tamil Nadu. Okay, and there is this del command. Sorry, not del command. There is this del method. What you can do is you can write del a, delete a, and in this case is okay. Let's go back to this example because I think it's the continuation of this. So this is exactly the same thing that is happening. We defined a list, we printed the list before, and then we changed this first element from disco to hard rock, and you can just see before change it was disco 10 1.2, after change it was Delhi hard rock and 1.2. Okay, so exactly the same a0, and in our case we changed state -1, that is last element, we replaced it by Tamil Nadu. Okay, now we have a list. And if we want to delete a particular element from the list based on its index, so we'll use this method. There are a lot of methods. You can see the element was hard rock 10 1.2, and now the first element, that is hard rock, it is deleted. After change, the list is just left 10 and 1.2. Okay. Okay, does anybody have any questions related to this? We'll be going up to how to take user input into a s- to make how to make a user input into a list. But does anybody have any questions related to this? Okay, I'm guessing there are no questions. We have 21 people. Okay, split the string it's default by space. Okay. Wait a minute. Yeah, this split function will come in. So this is important for this final quiz.
Sir, we also expand the list, or you directly add the list on list plus list dash, then print list plus list dash, then also you work on the addition function.
Sorry, I did not get what you are trying to say.
Sir, one list added to another list, then then final list also can be expanded. Print list plus list one.
Um,
हिंदी में पूछ ले भाई.
एक minute. Are you saying you were saying something like this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Print L3.
Sorry. What were you saying?
Direct print L3.
Sorry, I did not again understand. What are you trying to say? Can you repeat, please? Your voice is not clear. Okay, I think you were trying to say this will print L3. Sorry, I did not completely understand. Okay, before we move on to the split, let's do the guy asked how can we take user inputs, in a list. So what you can do is, first of all, whenever you are talking about a list is a sequence of data. So the first question how many input, it will be multiple inputs, it will be obviously more than inputs. So the first question is how many inputs will you take. So I will write a for loop for I in range number of inputs. Okay, pass. And how many inputs do you want to change? We can even ask the user. Okay, let's do it like this. Int input. We can ask the user how many inputs. Okay, and then we want to store into the a list. We will create a empty list like this. Okay, we'll create an empty list like this, and now use will take the user input. And keep one thing in mind here: you will have to define what kind of user input you will be taking. Will it be a string, or you will have to it should be specific if you want to do any operations with them. Obviously, user input will write input. In this case, I'll be taking strings, because by default it will be taking strings, or enter data. Okay, so now what we'll be doing, we'll be taking this particular user input and we'll be appending it to the list. Okay, we'll be appending it to the list. User inputs dot append, and user input, you can see these are two different things. User inputs is the list, and user inputs not input not inputs. So we'll add the append this user input, and you can see I'm using mnemonic name variables, and then I'll print this user inputs. When I run this, how many inputs? Let's just say we'll try Python workshop. Okay, so I wanted to take 4 user inputs, and now all those 4 inputs were appended to this empty list. User inputs, these were my 4 inputs. I typed out Ibad Rathar, Python, and workshop. This is how you can take user input and put it into a list. Okay,
सर इसमें एरे के जैसा एक्ट किया है प्रोग्राम में।
सॉरी, क्या कह रहे हो?
सर इसमें एरे के जैसा एक्ट किया है लिस्ट प्रोग्राम में।
Yes, list is array. Python में जो array है, that is list.
वो सर इस प्रोग्राम में सिर्फ
मैं समझा नहीं, क्या कह रहे हो?
सर इस प्रोग्राम में लिस्ट इज एक्टिंग एज एन एरे ना।
List is an array, that is what I am saying.
ओके सर।
List is an array in Python, although implementation is different, and it can hold different. Yeah, list is an array in Python. It is named list because it is different from C++ mainly. If I want to just take 3 inputs, I have 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is something, and you can see that every input is a string. Okay, every input is a string. Okay, so what you can do is you can see the next thing. We saw 2 methods of list. We saw extend, and we saw extend, and we saw append. Okay, now we can split a string, and whenever we split a string, and this is the important information, it is saying that by default, uh, just follow me, here. Okay, I'll write data here. Let's do it like this. Maybe some will get confused. This data is a string. Now I can do data dot split, and you can see that whenever I split string, uh, whatever operation I do, it is stored as a list. Okay, whenever you use this split method on a string, in this case hard rock is a string, whenever you use split method on this string, what happens is the data is split and it is converted into a list. Okay, so split makes a list out of a string, and the default for this is the default is that it will be split on space, but you can specify where, how do I want to split this particular list. If I define data as A, B, C, D with commas separating them, I can split this data on the basis of commas. Then A, B, C, and D, uh, they are not split anymore on basis of commas. If I give a space, you can see space is with B and it was split with comma. Okay, so this is important in your final project. Okay. Okay, so what you can do is you can copy a list. You can copy and you can copy a list. Okay, so you can copy a list and you can write a is a list, and you can a is a variable name in which the data structure list is stored. And what you can do is you can copy this list by saying b is equal to a. B is another variable name in this case, and it will store this a. And you will say, okay, why do I need to do this? You will need to do this because, like I said, because all the methods, all the methods, all the methods that a list has, it makes changes to the original list. And in some case we don't need that. So we'll store that list in B. We'll store that list in B, and whatever we make changes to the A, our original data will not be hampered. Okay, so this is one of the reasons I'm saying this is how you can copy B equal to A. This can be anything. You can this can be any name. So yeah, that is why you'll be doing this. So you can see it is the same. And if I do B, let's do this. I copy. You can see both these lists. B of 0 is not hard rock. Let's say it's pop. When I run this, oh my god, this is the same. Wait. Okay. Sorry. So what you are, this is copy by reference exactly as it is written. But if you don't want to do that, there will be actually copy one. Yeah, sorry. Wait. You can clone this. B is equal to. Wait. Yeah, this is a little embarrassing. Wait. P is P. Copy is not a function. Apparently, I have got. Yes, still rest of the things that I said they are correct, because you would want to make the copy of the list. Copy by reference when we said when will be equal to both. Okay, yeah, it was written right here. So whenever you do this is the same list. They will be referencing the same thing. They will be referencing the same thing. But yes, we can copy a list. We'll come to it. And I'm sorry you guys for confusing you. But yes, we do this. We copy a list so that we can do different operations on it. So whatever you can see that it is referencing the same thing. So examine it is you can see guys here, we just made we just made these two lists, and this B is also referencing A. So what is happening here is you first print out the element of A, and when you B, and when you make changes to a particular element of A, the change is also reflected in B. So these are exactly they reference the same data. They reference the same data structure, in this case a list. Okay. So names are different, but reference is same. This is what it was trying to say. So the next thing that you can do is you can clone by value. So now this is what I was trying to say. Clone by, you can clone by reference. This is more of a C. Okay, so what is here now what is happening here is you are slicing. You are using slicing operation, and in this case you are taking the whole list. Okay, you are taking the whole list. Let me give you an example exactly what is happening here. I will define this list again. You have any questions, or if you got confused by what I what I did, please ask. If you got confused by what I did, please to ask. P is equal to A, and when I will try to print A, then print B, I'll write down A 0 stupid. Let's see. Yeah. So what what I in did what I did in this case is first what you were doing, you said B is equal to A. It was essentially the same list. Okay, it was essentially the same list. But when you are doing cloning operation, and it is called clone by value, and that was copy by reference. So keep this in mind. Okay, so the variable names were different, but the reference was the same. In this case, the names are different and the references are also different. So what is happening here is, if I print out A, let me print out A also, you will see. Okay, so I defined a list A in which there is a particular data structure, and then what I did, I cloned by value. So there are two, copy by reference and clone by value. So I cloned by value. So I created a new list which has nothing to do with the first list. You saw we first wrote B equal to A, B equals to A. But now what we are doing is we are creating a new list B, and we are creating a new list B, and we are copying all the values from A. This could have been something else. This could be 2 or 0 to 1. That means only the first element. Okay, that would mean just only the first element. Okay, it may be confusing here, but let me run this, and you can see B equal to A.
Copy by reference once more.
Copy by
Copy by
reference.
yes.
This part.
Yes.
Okay, so what is happening in copy by reference is, whenever you created a list here, okay, you created a list here, and then you made another variable. You said B is equal to A. So B is equal to A means that the names are different, but the data structure is exactly the same. Whatever changes you will make in B, or whatever changes you will make in A, that those changes will be made in B. Okay.
Okay.
And we can try to find out another thing. Okay, we can try and find out another thing. Okay, let's continue with this notebook, and uh, I'll be doing something else at that. I'll be showing you something else at that. Okay, so clone by value means you will be doing something like this, and there will be no relation in between these two data structures. B is B and A is A. These are two totally different data structures. Okay, so if I change from Ibar to stupid, so there will be no change in B. Okay, there will be no change. Okay, there will be no change in B. It will be still B Ibar rather. Okay, so these are two different things. Now, this is what exactly I was talking about the first time. Okay, now variable B references a new copy or clone of its original. This is demonstrated. Yeah, it is exactly saying these are totally different things now. Okay, now if you change A, B will not change. Exactly what we saw here. We changed A and B, there was nothing that happened with that list. Okay, create a list. Okay, so these are stupid quizzes. Does anybody have any question? Does anybody have any question now?
सर सर वो दो प्रिंट ए लिस्ट ए एंड लिस्ट बी जो दिया है उसमें ए प्लस बी करेंगे तो जो उसमें दो बार 1 1 आएगा.
हाँ 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 हाँ, the element will be repeated. उसको
Repeated होगा.
sorry.
हाँ, element repeat होगा ना?
Yes, yes, element will be repeated. It will not
और
make change unlike sets.
और और फर्स्ट लिस्ट और सेकंड लिस्ट दोनों को ऐड करते हैं उसमें ये, और लिस्ट वन और लिस्ट वन का एलिमेंट लिस्ट टू से ना मिले, और दोनों का कॉम्बिनेशन, यानी उसका हम ये निकालना चाहते हैं।
मैं
ये
समझा
क्या
नहीं।
बोलते हैं सर? कोई लिस्ट है ए, कोई सेकंड लिस्ट है बी, और कोई हम थर्ड लिस्ट निकालना चाहते हैं जिसमें उसका सारा एलिमेंट हो, रिपीटेड ना हो, टोटल एलिमेंट हो, ए एंड बी, ए यूनियन बी।
हाँ, तो यू कैन कन्वर्ट इट इनटू सेट्स, फिर सेट ऑपरेशन ले सकते हो। जैसे यू कैन कन्वर्ट इट इनटू अ सेट।
जैसे इसमें हमको वन वन एक ही बार चाहिए, ठीक है ना?
हाँ हाँ, तो तुम इसको
जैसे
सेट बना सकते हो, फिर वापस से लिस्ट कन्वर्ट कर सकते हो। लाइक यू कैन डू इट, यू कैन डू दिस, सी इज इक्वल टू सेट ऑफ सी। अब तुम्हारा वन एक ही बार है, पर ये सेट है। फिर अनदर थिंग दैट यू कैन डू इज तुम सेट को फिर से लिस्ट बना सकते हो।
इसमें सेट सेट यूज करने से पहले हम लोग इंपोर्टेशन नहीं करेंगे इसमें?
नहीं 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 नहीं, बिकॉज दीज ऑल दीज वेरिएबल जो भी ये डेटा स्ट्रक्चर्स है, ये बेसिक पाइथन है, दिस कम्स इंक्लूडेड इन द इंस्टॉलेशन। अगर तुम्हें कुछ और करना होगा, जैसे चलो ओके, विल डू इट नाउ। But if you want to do something else which is not included in the Python installation, you will definitely need to uh, क्या कहते हैं इसको, to install, to import that particular thing. Okay. Any other questions? I'm trying to show you something. Wait. One moment. Okay. So now we'll talk about some general things जैसे programming में होते हैं. Now let's make a Fibonacci. Let's work on Fibonacci series. Okay. So cell type markdown. I think यही spelling है. Fibonacci की double C. Wait, let me check. So what is a Fibonacci series?
सर दो टर्म का सम थर्ड टर्म होगा, रिपीटेड होगा।
हाँ.
Then every next term is the sum of the previous two terms.
Yeah. Okay. So this is Fibonacci sequence. The Fibonacci sequence starts with 0 and 1. C, Q, U, E, and C. Okay. Fibonacci sequence. Okay. So Fibonacci sequence, if I B, B, O. So Fibonacci sequence, if I define it as a list, first element is 0 and second element is 1. And then what happens is the next element will be the sum of the first two elements. So 0 plus 1 is 1, and then 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay. So 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, and 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 plus 5 is, I guess, 13, and 13 plus 8 is, I think, 21, and so on. Okay, so this is your Fibonacci sequence. So what we'll be doing now is we'll be writing a program to generate a Fibonacci is a certain number of Fibonacci numbers. Write a program to generate certain number of Fibonacci. I think I'm writing the spelling right, numbers. Okay. So do you guys want to attempt this? I'll give you a couple of minutes. Yeah, okay, do this. I'll give you a hint. Okay, let's make it more definite. Generate first 10 Fibonacci numbers, and you will need a for loop, and you will need to, yeah, you will need a for loop for this. It is one of the hints. Please try this, and start with this. Initially, start with this, and you at the end, after writing whatever you are writing for x, for I in, okay, I'll write this range n, and at the end you have to print out this list, Fibonacci sequence as a list. Okay, so please do this.
सर इसमें हम लोग तो डायरेक्ट फिबोनाची कीवर्ड का यूज करके हम लोग फिबोनाची आउटपुट कर दिए ना, इसका एल्गोरिथम भी तो बना सकते थे लोग, उससे भी तो।
क्या मैं समझा नहीं?
सर इसमें हम लोग तो फिबोनाची कीवर्ड कीवर्ड यूज करके हम लोग इसको आउटपुट ले रहे हैं लोग, और उसका एल्गोरिथम बना कर देते हैं लोग।
अच्छा, मुझे मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा तुम क्या कह रहे हो। तुम कह रहे हो कि हमने ये स्टार्ट यहाँ से क्यों किया?
यस सर, इसमें तो हम लोग डायरेक्ट फिबोनाची का कीवर्ड ले लिए लोग, उससे हम लोग को डायरेक्ट मिल गया, लेकिन इसका एल्गोरिथम बनाकर नहीं कर सकते हम लोग
ये एक्स भी हो
पाइथन में।
सकता है ना? मैं समझा नहीं, सॉरी। हाँ, मतलब हम कहीं ना कहीं एल्गोरिदम ही बना रहे हैं। हाँ, मतलब एल्गोरिदम ही तो है ये।
तो शायद वो पूछ रहे सर कि हम तो लिस्ट क्यों यूज करें, डायरेक्ट भी तो बना सकते हैं।
हाँ, तुम बना सकते हो, क्यों नहीं बना सकते हो। बस आई लाइक दिस मेथड। एंड अगर तुम्हें ये क्या कहते हैं इसको, तुमने इसके बारे में देखा होगा कि तो कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी वाला, स्पेस कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी वाला, तो दिस इज वेरी गुड इन दैट केस। ये काफी एफिशिएंट प्रोग्राम है इफ यू डू इट विद लिस्ट्स, इफ यू डू इट प्रॉपरली विद लिस्ट्स। हाँ, और भी मेथड्स हैं। इवन फिबोनाची पाइथन में इनबिल्ट भी है, बट I do it this way because it is the efficient way of doing this. And if Fibonacci keyword use करके नहीं किया, this can be anything. I can call it numbers. वो तो just I was using mnemonic name variable.
सर व्हाट इज पास फंक्शन?
Pass is when you don't want to do anything, because this body cannot be this body cannot be empty. So I just write pass in Python means okay, you will be not doing anything here. Just skip. Like in this case, yeah, this is efficient way of making a Fibonacci, and this variable name is just a mnemonic name. I am not using we are writing an algorithm. Definitely, we are writing an algorithm. And if you want to tackle it in a different way, you can think of it like this. Okay, ask user a number and print, ask user number and print Fibonacci sequence less than or Fibonacci sequence up to less than or equal to that number. Okay, you can even do it like this. Ask
ट्राई कर रहे हैं,
हाँ
थोड़ा टाइम और ट्राई कर रहे हैं सर।
हाँ हाँ, करिए करिए। मैं बस ये कह रहा हूँ कि हाँ हाँ, ट्राई करो, डेफिनेटली ट्राई करो, बिकॉज दिस इज इम्पोर्टेंट। आई विल गिव यू टाइम, no, don't worry. I am just saying if you want to tackle it same Fibonacci sequence for different ways, I am just writing this. Do it on your own, or I will walk you through it. Choose a number. A list is not done yet. We will be using. We'll be doing more of the list now. It is not done yet. Wait a second. Uh, Okay, did anybody do it? Hmm? Okay, so I'll be
Yes, sir, किए
huh?
सर लेकिन सर किए हैं सर लेकिन ये थोड़ा आउट सर कैन आई प्रेजेंट द स्क्रीन सर
You want to share the screen?
सर डाउट है एरर आ रहा है
Yes, definitely. I'll share your screen.
सर ये
Yes. तुमने कोलन नहीं लगाया रेंज के बाद, रेंज एन के बाद यू देयर इज अ कोलन, देयर इज अ कोलन एंड आई थिंक योर प्रोग्राम इज रॉन्ग और no, it's not wrong. Can you no, it's not wrong. Sorry. Yeah, somebody has shared in the chat. Seems right. Very good. Let me run this. I think it's right, but let me run this. No, what is happening is you need to generate 10 Fibonacci numbers. Okay, maybe you did some other variant, maybe ask a user a number and which one exactly were you trying to do? Because there are three ones. I think you did this one. Although I'm not sure. Let me check, verify. I think you did this one. Fibonacci. Yeah, you did this one. Cool. You did this one. Can you do this one? Good job, by the way. Yeah, negative indexing is cool. So you wrote this now. Can you rerun your program now? What is exactly the error? Can you rerun your program? I want to see what is the error.
Yes.
Okay, so what is happening in your case now? There is a new error. List assignment index out of range. That means you are trying to access a particular element that is not there. Or if you are working, I think maybe if you are working I with I+3 or I+2, maybe अगर तुम fourth index पे जाना चाह रहे हो, maybe the list is just for अभी दो elements की है, so you cannot enter the fourth element. List index out of range means you are trying to do something that उससे पहला वाला element भी नहीं है अभी, या तो तुम कोई particular एक मिनट in this case for 0 will be I+2 I+1. Yeah, it's something like that. Let me show you guys the solution. Let me guys show you.
Okay.
Share. Can you share my screen? Okay. So what you can do is this particular way. I will also use negative indexing. So what can be done is I will define a variable new number, and what I will do is it can be equal to FIBBO NACCI. This is the wrong spelling, but anyways. What I will be doing is I will be adding last two numbers, -1 and -2. This is, you can see the benefit of negative indexing, and I will be appending it to this list, Fibonacci. Okay, Fibonacci dot append. Can you mute yourself, please?
Yes.
Okay. So if I want to the first 10, I hope this works. Yeah. So these are the first 10 Fibonacci numbers. Okay, this is the first 10 number of Fibonacci numbers. So yeah, this is very efficient. There are other ways. I have even forgot the other ways, but I'm sure there are there are other ways because I used to do it with other ways, but this one is really efficient. It just takes, you can do it with recursion, although we'll not be talking about recursion at all. But yes, this way is very efficient. This has a, if you guys know about, maybe there are some computer guys who know about space complexity. So the order of complexity for this is just n, which is good, which is very good for any case. Okay, so
So big O notation, that is complexity.
yes, I'm talking about the Bigo notation.
So क्या complexity होगा इसका?
इसका n है complexity because you will
Fibonacci
be
का
just
तो n होता है.
iterating the n times.
Fibonacci का तो n ही होता है इसमें.
हर केस में नहीं होता, तुम किसी और मेथड से करोगे, तुम रिकर्जन से करोगे तो n स्क्वायर हो जाएगा. इट्स नॉट अबाउट फिबोनाची का n ही होता है. इट्स अबाउट व्हाट मेथड यू यूज. इफ यू यूज रिकर्जन इट विल बी n स्क्वायर.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's not go into big O complexity. Uh, yes, so that I was explaining why I use this particular method. Okay, so this is how you can generate. I took the last two numbers which are in this list because like 0 0, its sum will be 1 and 1 will be added, so last element would be in that case, and you can even do like this. So first is 0 0, 1 will be added, then 0 1. You can see we are just adding last two elements, and this is the next element. Add this to, this is the next element. Okay, so this is how Fibonacci sequence is being created. We add, and you can do you can with the same logic you can do these two. Please do these two also. Guys who did not, people who did not write this Fibonacci sequence, who were not able to write, at least do these two. These there will be if else statements or Like in this case, this guy used break. You can even use break. You can, instead of a for loop, you can use a while loop for this. Okay, and for this also, uh, maybe, or you can use something else that I may not be aware of. Okay, so this you guys should do these two things. It will help you. It will definitely help you. Does anybody have any questions related up to now? I'll be moving on to other list methods. I define the list somewhere. States. Yeah, I'll use this. Okay. So we have this list now. We'll be working with this list. Let me add for you guys. It will be useful later. Cell type. Okay. So now let's talk about the remove method. Okay. So we have a list states. Okay, this is our list. We can remove a particular element from this list. A particular element we can remove from this list. So how can we do that? We can do states. Wait, I have this wire. Okay, we can do states dot uh, remove. We can remove Delhi from this state, and when we print this state, there will be no Delhi. Okay, there will be no Delhi. So this is when you want to remove a particular element. There are some cases in which you might want to remove the last element. Okay, so what you can do is states dot pop. What dot pop does, it it removes the last element. In this case, the last element is Bihar. So when you use dot pop, it will remove Bihar from the list. And we also saw del. The we also saw del. What what did del do? What did del do? Del did, you can remove a particular index element with a particular index with it. We saw del here. Where did we see del? Wait. Yeah, del. You can delete a particular element with this. Okay. With pop, you can with del you can remove an element given its index. With pop, you can remove the last element, and with remove you can remove an element with a particular value. In this case, it was Delhi. You can also use clear method, states dot clear. Currently, we have two methods, two elements, UP and MP in our list. Okay, we just have two elements after all these operations. And you can see why this is important. You can see when I wrote clear, now the whole list is empty. You just need to know about these operations where they can come in handy whenever you are doing something. Now we have cleared the list, we need a new list because we still need to work on some particular things. Okay, so what we can do is we can also iterate over the list. Iterate over the list. Okay, we can also iterate over the list. In this case, I can write for state in states print state. Okay, so this is state of iteration variable, and it takes value of each of the elements of this list. Okay, it can be Delhi, it will, in this case it will be Delhi, up, MP, Bihar. These things are important. If you have any doubts iterating over a list, what all these things, please ask. So it takes the value of each element. It takes the value of each element and it prints it. We can even, it can be something like this. It can be list or something. I will write For example, I can write Jammu Kashmir. Okay, it will treat it as a single element when I run this. So you can see Jammu Kashmir is a single element of the list. So it will, yeah, if I write one, you can see the same. Now we are using different data types and data structures. It can be a tuple, 20 to 23. I'm just writing down some random things. So yes, this state will take the value of each of the element of the list. In this case, Delhi is an element. This list is an element. This integer is an element, and also this tuple is an element. Okay. So the it can take a value of all these things. Okay. Well, so the next thing that we will be doing is you can also use a length method. Yeah, len method, len method to find out the length of the list. Okay, we can print the length of the list, print length of, in this case we'll be talking about, let's name it data. Now we create a list with data because there is no more just states. The length of the list is 7. You can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So this list has 7 elements, and you can also access the elements of the list like this. For I in range, we know range function. Now we also know length function, so we can do length of data, and then we can print each element of the list. Can somebody tell how can we print each element of the list now? Print. How can we print each element of the list? Can somebody say, don't start the program, just say how can we print each, access each element and print each element of the list? Can somebody say? And I will give a hint. I will be in the range of,
Data of I, data square braces.
yeah. So it will be data of I, because I will be in the range from 0 to 6, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. And this is what is happening. Okay. And what you can do is you can also do something like this. In this case, if you want, you can do for I in range length of data I, you can replace every element by, I'm replacing every element by 1 here. This does not make sense. Why would somebody do something like that? But yes, just to show you guys, you can this way you can when I'm you can alter the original data structure here. Okay, I will come copy this data again, and will be. Does anybody have any questions with these methods? Please ask questions. These will be important. I don't know. I would not want you to continue these doubts when we are on computer vision, because we'll be losing lists a lot in computer vision. If you have any doubts, please feel free to ask. Please feel free to ask any doubts. Did I interrupt your attendance? Sorry, I think I interrupted your attendance. Sorry.
No, no, it's complete.
Okay, because I missed out the message, I guess. Okay, does anybody have any questions related to this up to this point?
सर मैंने अटेंडेंस नहीं दिया सर.
हाँ हाँ कोई नहीं, ले लो आप अटेंडेंस कर लो. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, please. If anybody else missed the attendance, just go and do the attendance. We'll be doing something important things.
I think the attendance is done. You can continue now.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so uh, if you have any questions related to lists, please ask. Please ask. Okay, so we have this list. Let's make up a list now. We are starting with list comprehensions now. We saw some of the methods of this list data structure. Now let's go to list comprehensions. So this is a syntax for doing a particular type of operations. For example, we have states again. Delhi, Delhi, UP, I just need a few elements. Yeah, I think these elements are enough. So list comprehension looks something like this. We know how when we print elements of a list, it can look something particular elements of a list, or it can look something like this. Yeah, for I in range print length of data print I, or I in range list. No, wait. For state in states print state. So you can also do it like this. List comprehension is like this. Print, I can write it, print state for state in states. State, yes. When I do this, when I do this, uh, you can see this is a different syntax of doing a particular thing. This is an operation, as you can see. This is the expression. The definition of list comprehension is expression for variable in sequence. So this is expression. In this case, print state is the expression, for is for, variable is state. Okay, so we are printing this variable in this case in sequence, and sequence in this case is states. So we are printing state for state in states. So this is list comprehension. You can even store it in a particular new list. You can say, okay, new states, something like this. Okay, and then you can even print that new states. No, oh, sorry. Yeah. I will show you why this is none here. Sorry, but yes, you can. I'm not wrong. You can share this. You can do this particular operation. Okay, so I will show you what this means. Okay, so this list can be shared. In this case, there's none because we are not doing anything. We are just printing it. But now we'll be doing something that makes a little more sense for this. Okay, and you can say that in this none blank list there is something. There are the same number of elements as in this case. Okay, so let's wait. Let's make a new one. Like if we are talking fruits, you can help me in naming the fruits. Apples. And in naming the fruits which start with A, please. Apples, oranges, okay, ananas. I'll write ananas and
Avocados.
avocado. Oh, Amir ladka. Can somebody bananas? Bananas and I wrote ananas. And now I write pineapples. I hope this is the right spelling. And mango. Are here no mango lovers? Huh? Cherry. Okay, let's write one more fruit that comes with A. Hmm. Okay. Okay, so I wrote this is something random because I want to show you something, hopefully. Uh, now, uh, new fruits equal to. So the operation will be fruit. This is another form of. This is another form of this list comprehension that we are doing. Because you can see here that there are two type of expression for variable in sequence. Expression for variable in sequence if condition, if something is true or if something is false. Okay, do you have a question? Hello. Okay, so uh, fruit for fruit in fruit in fruits if a in fruit. Yeah, this wait. Okay, so you saw that we have a list now. This is a particular, this is an element, this is an expression. So what happened here is whichever fruit in fruits will be added to the new list which contains A. So whichever fruit contained A, whichever fruit contained A, we can even do it with if it starts with A, but we will not be doing that. I think, yeah, okay. We'll not be doing that. So whichever fruit contains A in this case, that will be added into this particular list. So you can see this how this is useful. What you can do is uh, let's do something like this. Does anybody have any questions? How did this happen? So this new list would contain those elements for fruit in fruits in which A is present. And you saw we have not introduced this a particular syntax in particular explicitly, but this is how it works. So new things like this will be introduced from time to time because yeah, remember this, that something like this is also a syntax, a valid syntax in Python. Okay, if A is in fruit, this could have been something else also, like we will see. Does anybody have any question related to this? Please, you can ask. This is important. Okay, so like we have numbers, we have numbers, we have numbers. and 2, 4, 6, 9, 22, 33, 78, 44, 90, 203, 2022, 9466, 3033, 0. Okay, so the question could be: I have given a list of numbers. Given a list of numbers, find out even numbers. Okay, so we can use a list for this. We'll store the even numbers, list comprehensions for this even numbers. We can store the list comprehensions in this. Okay, number for number in. Can somebody tell me the full syntax? What would be the full syntax? Yes. If can somebody tell me what we should write here?
if if number mod 2 equals to 0.
Yes.
Yes.
So you can see in a single line of code, a lot of things happen. So otherwise, if we do it the traditional way, if we do it the traditional way, what we can do is we'll create events. I will create a blank list, and then what I will say is for number in numbers, I will iterate over this list. For number in numbers, if number %2 is equal to 0, what we'll do is evens dot append number, and then we'll do print evens. So you can see exactly this list got generated, exactly what we were doing above. But you can see all this syntax, 4 lines of syntax, it was achieved in a single line of code. Not all of this. These 4 lines were achieved in just a single line. So you can see you can see how it comes into how it comes to your rescue sometimes if you want to, how it comes into use if you want to write really clean code. And this is not just limited to this. What you can even do is if you have a list of numbers, this can be a function. This can be a function here. Like for example, you have a list of numbers and you want to find out square of every number. So you can write that expression here. Okay. Okay, let me try that. Input math. Okay. Wait, I will have to see. Wait. Does anybody have any question related to list comprehensions, please? You can ask. You should ask. Wait a minute. Does anybody have any kind of question?
No, sir.
Okay, so what you can do is you can. This is something very important. You should please concentrate now. This will like I said. I also this is the reason I wrote so many messages on the group for today, that today we'll be doing something very important, and this is now the next part of that important thing. This is how you import different libraries. Okay, so in this case, we will be importing math. Math is also by default installed with Python, but in case you want to use it, you have to specifically you have to specifically you have to specifically do this import maths, and you can import math, and you can even do import math as m. If you want to do something, I can even write import math as but why? Because like for example, let me give you an example. print math dot power 2 comma 3. Okay, sorry, power. Okay, we know that 2 raised to power 3 is equal to 8. Okay, I can do something like this. So I have to always write to access these functions, I have to import the math library, and I have to write math.pow. All these functions, all the math library functions, they will be used as math.pow. If I don't want to write something big, because in this case it is just math, just 4 characters. In case you are working with some big library like TensorFlow, you don't want to write TensorFlow dot dense or something like that. You will you will just want to write something small. So there is you can do with Python, you can do import math as m. I can do m, and then I don't have to write the whole thing maths. I'll write m dot this, and yes, so I'll be doing import math as, I'll be just using math because I'm just doing a small example. So you can name it as anything else, but generally it is used, like in case of NumPy, it shows import NumPy as NP because it is easier to write NP and simpler to write NP than NumPy every time. Okay. So now back to list comprehensions. So now we may have a question. We square each number in a list. Okay, and our list is this. We'll use this as our list. Unknown. This one. Okay. So what we can do is num square. I will make a new list and we'll use list comprehensions, and I'll use math dot power. I'll use a particular number and I have to square it, so I'll be using num comma 2 for num in numbers. Okay, simple. Num square. Wait, what happened? What is math? Okay, again I wrote power. Okay, so you can see if I print it like a properly, it will be more pleasing to the eye. So you can see every number in this number list has been converted into an you has been converted into its square. हर एक नंबर का स्क्वायर हो गया है, ठीक है. I can even do int, and in this case it will not be a floating point anymore as it was before. So what I am trying to say is, with this list comprehension, this expression can be anything, and this is the variable in the sequence, and here we can have a condition. Right now we don't have a condition, we can have a condition. Okay, only do square of those numbers which are even. We can even do this, which are even. I'll do, yeah. So wait, did this happen? Oh, if numbers, sorry, here numbers. Wait, unspot list and there is some problem. Show this num square for num in numbers. Okay, sorry, it will be num. Yeah, so now we only have a, did you guys see what was the problem? I was using two of these variables. That was the problem. I was using numbers here also, but you cannot do this operation. This was a syntax error. I didn't exactly see what was the syntax error. Unsupported operand type for list. Yeah, you cannot square a list, or you cannot do this to a list, because I was doing this to a list. I can do now num. I can even do int here. So I will take on the square of those numbers which are even. So this expression can be anything. This expression even can be some sort of image processing algorithm, and you will be doing for all the images. It doesn't have to be restricted. This is the point I was trying to make. Okay. Now we have even imported a library. I want to show you one more thing. So in some cases you want to install some other libraries. So you can use pip to install that, or maybe there are other ways. On a terminal, you will just write pip. Like in this case, I want to install TQDM. I will show you why I want to. Why I will show you guys why I want to install TQDM. If you are using a terminal, you will just write pip install TQDM. If pip is installed in your uh, if pip is installed in your computer. In this case, I have already pip installed this TQDM, so it is just saying that you already have this TQDM. So this is how you install new packages, and there are different packages on PyPy. Sorry, yeah, PyPy. Uh, you can even add your own packages to the to PyPy, and people can install from using a pip install. Like if you have built a particular package, I can pip install using pip install and then whatever your package name is, and these package names are unique. Okay, one you can do that, and this will be a unique package name. Okay. Uh, Now, after installing this, I will write import tqdm. And why am I doing this is because sometimes if there is a long operation, I want to keep track of the loop for I in range like 2 million. Maybe this is too much. Let's see.
What is pipeline?
Sorry,
What is pipeline, sir?
PyPy is it's like a Python, the Python package index. It is a repository for where you can where you can upload your frameworks, where you can upload things related to Python which you have built, which may be useful for somebody else.
उसे user defined packages को define कर लेंगे.
User defined packages. If you write something, if you make a library in Python, तुमने कुछ code लिखा which is useful to some other people. If you write a code which may you may think okay it may be useful to some other people. Yeah, you can put in on PyPy, and then people can install and use it anywhere.
It's fine.
Like okay, there is TensorFlow. TensorFlow is made by Google, so Google it's not something. Google also uses this. So this is the command for installing TensorFlow. This is a deep learning library, and there will be documentation or a link to documentation. There will be link to the documentation, or there will be documentation written here. Okay, how do we use a particular library? Okay. So not important for this workshop, but I just wanted to show you where from where do these packages come if when you do pip install. Okay. So if I want to keep track of a particular thing, I can use this Python package to tqdm, and to keep a track of the things. Okay, loop. What is the progress? This is for progress bar. If I'll do just pass module object is not callable. Wait, import tqdm. Wait a moment. Maybe I did something wrong. Wait a minute. tqdm. I will go to the documentation. That's what. Yeah, I have to write one more line from tqdm import tqdm. Okay, now when I do this, you can see now I have a progress bar here. You can see the progress here, although there is nothing happening here. Wait, let me run this again. Print I comma end is equal to space. I may have showed a bad example. Yeah, TQDM is used for key keeping a track of your progress. I don't know, my notebook is not responding. Let me stop this operation. Cell type. Yeah, you can see this now. I don't know why it stopped responding. So you can see now this was a very small number. If I write a big number, you can see. Okay, so apparently there will be some problem. This is not a problem. In this case, this was I was going through the numbers and now I wrote a very huge number. So if you want to track a progress of your loop, this is what I just wanted to say. Use TQDM. It is not work. It is working here properly, but let me see. You can see the progress bar below. In this case, this is a very good example because this is a very bad example because I'm printing up I don't know how many numbers, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. I'm printing up to 2 billion. That is a very bad idea and my computer is heating up. Okay, so I'll stop this, but yes, if you want to keep a track of your for loop, so this is how you can do it. Or if you want to, if you are particularly doing a image processing thing, which we'll be doing, definitely we'll be doing that. So tkdm is the library which we'll be using. Okay, right, stopping kernel again. We'll come to this tkdm. I will show you this tkdm when we'll be working next with OpenCV. I may have to, this was a, I should not have run up to 2 billion, ran up to 2 billion, right? So I have to stop this same time. Cell clear. Yeah, it's not running anymore. Sorry. Yeah, this was a bad. I should not have run up to 2 billion nodes. Creating problem. Wait, there is another way of shutdown. Now we'll be starting with dictionary. Do you guys have any questions? Do you guys have any sort of questions? Okay, we'll be starting with dictionaries now. There are other list operations we'll be doing. You will be learning them from time to time. It's not necessary to dive in all of those things together at the same time. Okay, so now let's go to dictionaries. This is another data structure that we will be working with in the final project also. Okay, so let me stop sharing this. Okay. So dictionary is another type of data structure, and what is in this data structure is there are key value pairs. Okay, like in list we had indexes, but in this case there are keys. It is an index by label. What I mean by this, let me show you what I mean by this. I will give a different example here. So state location. So like sets, we also to define dictionaries we also use keys. Okay, we also use curly braces. So I can store for Delhi there will be a coordinate 44.33. This is not the true coordinate, and just 23.44. Maybe you are making some sort of a app location and you need to fill out coordinates. I can write the coordinates of UP 34 and 13. Okay, these are not real coordinates. Okay, so okay, so this is a data structure in which there is key and there is value. So we have key value pairs. Key, in this case, Delhi will be key and value will be this tuple, and value will be this tuple. 44 will be this tuple, in this case the location. So for you can store location data in this kind of data structure. Key will be Delhi, and for Delhi the value is, in this case, the location, the coordinates are, is a tuple. Okay, it can be different, it can be even reverse. It can be even reverse. For 44.33, at coordinate location 44.33, look, I think this works, but let's find out. What happened? Oh, UP. Okay, so for these particular coordinates, the name of the place is Delhi. Okay, so this can be reversed. So now you saw that key can be Delhi, and also the key can be its location. So okay, so these can be keys. Okay, let's check. I have been saying about mutable. I have been talking about mutable a lot. Let's see. So a non-mutable data type or data structure cannot be used as a key. And this is what I have been saying. Lists are mutable, so we cannot make a key of a dictionary a mutable thing. So in this case, list will not be list cannot be a key, but a tuple can be, a string can be. Non-mutable things can only be key. This is what I was trying to say. Okay, this will always generate error. Okay, and okay, now let's look at this again. So what is list? List is a data structure in which each element has an index. What is a dictionary? In which each data, there is a key and there is a value. This is the difference between, there is no indexing, there is no sequence, there is those kinds of things don't exist here. What exists is that there is a key and that particular key has a value. For example, it can be your how many marks does a particular student have, student name and his marks. This can be a dictionary. Or what is the roll number of a particular, what is phone number of a particular student, name and then his or her phone number. Okay, and value can be any kind of data, but key can be only non-mutable data structures and data types. Okay, like string and tuples. Okay, so you can access a particular you can access a particular element. Key one is one, and in this case, if I want location of just Delhi, I will write Delhi, and you can see for Delhi, whatever the value of the element is, it will be here. Okay, so this is how you can access elements in this is how you can access elements in a particular element. Okay, and like I said, can be immutable objects such as tuple also. Like in this case, one of the elements is defined by the key 0 comma 1, and we can also access this by this dict by the non-mutable data structure tuple here. And when I uh, run this, you can see 0 1 is the key to the value 6. Okay, does anybody have any doubt related to this dictionary? What any doubts till now? what dictionary is, or what is mutable, non-mutable, what are key value pairs.
We can define keys only by string, or like we can do any other data type.
No, you can define keys by non-mutable data structures. In this case, it will be a string and a tuple.
Okay.
Okay, like here, I have these two data structures. First, I have been using the name of the state as the key, and this tuple as the value. But I can also do a reverse. I can use this tuple like location data, and then I can say, okay, for this location, Delhi is the value. If I want to find coordinates, if I am doing something building application, I want to like Delhi ke coordinates kya, what are the value, what are the coordinates of the Delhi, I can use this structure. And for some question like this, for this particular coordinates, where do these coordinates lie? Okay, so in that case, tuple will be a key. So there, tuple can only be non-mutable, like a list in this case, where I have put list because we have so many list operations, pop, remove. It is mutable, so it gives a type error. Okay, this cannot be. This is an unhashable type, and in this case, it's list. Okay, and these lists are also called, I think, hash tables. If you read data structures, they are implemented as hash tables, or when you implement a hash table, don't take my word for it. Look around it. What is a hash table, or if dictionary is exactly a hash table? But yes, hash tables, they are similar to dictionaries. That I know for sure. Okay, so no need to worry about hash tables if you want. This is a long journey from now. If you are just starting, don't worry about what hash tables, what they are. So okay, data like this, like which album is released in which year. In this case, these are I think the albums of, this one is from Michael Jackson. I don't know about the other album. So you can store like this. Okay, Thriller was released, and you can store data like this in 1982. And yeah, you can store information like this. Again, this backslashes if you want to write it in the new line, because it will not look pretty if it is in various lines. Okay, in summary, like a list, a dictionary holds a sequence of elements. Each element is represented by a key and its corresponding value. This is the key, this is its corresponding value. And in case of lists and tuples, there is an index. There is no, here there is no index, there is key. You cannot say, okay, dictionary ka 0th element chahiye mujhe, okay, or nothing like that exists in case of a dictionary. Okay, you can again, like we saw, that you can access a particular value of a key by just writing the name of the dictionary, and in square brackets your query will be Thriller. So here, Thriller, the answer, the value to Thriller is 1982. So when you want to access this, 92 as a string will come out. Okay, because for key Thriller, value is 1982. Okay, and similarly the bodyguard, is there bodyguard in this list? Yeah, so for bodyguard the value is 1992. If I run this, you can see 1992. So this way you can access a particular element of a list. Okay, and there are other methods in this case. Now we'll talk about the methods which are in dictionaries. So you can find out the keys if you want key, because you want to know, okay, you don't care about the data. If you have to just see the data, you can use this method, dictionary dot keys. So it will return all the keys. So we know that Thriller is a key, Thriller is a key, Back in Black is a key, Dark Side of Moon is a key. So all the list of the keys, you can see a list is being printed. Print it like this. Let's see. Print release is exactly the same thing. I don't think we have exactly the list here, but yes, if you want to access keys, you can do it like this. And if you want to access values, we'll be accessing, will be working with methods that access these two things. And if you want to access values, you can do it by using the name of the dictionary dot values. Okay. Does anybody have any kind of problem up till now? No problems. Okay, so let me make a dictionary. I'll make a dictionary data and I will store some information. Name, using my name. Okay, so so currently I have a dictionary in which I have written my name and age. I can add something to this dictionary. Okay, I can what I go how I can do this. How can define data I want to add append to it. I will write like what can I write? Yeah, I'll write degree. I have nothing good on my mind. I'll write for the key degree. This will be my key, and the value will be like I'll say I have BTech degree. Okay, and I can print this. You can see now degree is added to this particular dictionary. This way you can this way you can add data to the dictionary. I think I can replace data. Right, name. If I do name, and then I can maybe I'll write rather. Okay, so you can see that for first it was Ibad, now I have changed that data to Parathar. Okay, so you can do something like this also. Okay, and like here I can do another thing is I can add one more thing. Oh, no, I'll comment this out. Right, graduation, I graduated in 2018, I think. Yes, and you can see now another field is added to that dictionary. So this is how it works. And like we saw, I can do print my data dot keys. It will get the keys, name, age, degree, and graduation. I can print the data. I think it's values. Yeah, so this is value. So if you want to work with keys dot keys, if you want to work with values dot values. Okay, this is the same thing appending to that dictionary and removing a particular element. Okay, removing a particular element, and I did not cover this. So removing a particular element, similar to lists, you can do something in dictionary also. In this if I want to remove this graduation from my if I want to remove graduation from my data dictionary, what I can do is I can just delete data, and then data, what do I want to delete? Graduation. So you can see I have a new dictionary in which there is no graduation. Okay, and this is the same syntax that we were using in if this is in this shall remain return true. Okay, and it can be, in my case it can be if ibad it name in data. Okay, it will also be true because my uh, this data dictionary, this contains the key name. Does anybody have any questions? Please feel free to ask. This is sounding kind of monotonous right now. Okay, what is happening? Okay, this is a little monotonous. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. But yes, we have to sit through these monotonous, bland sessions also. This is kind of important. Does anybody have any questions right now? No questions?
How can we like iterate all the elements in a dictionary?
Okay, so I was kind of hoping you would ask this question. Yeah, wait. So okay, like we saw that access we can access data. Sorry, like we saw, we can access keys and key and value pairs in sorry, we can access key and value pairs using using these keys and values arguments. Okay, for example, we have a dictionary. Let's use which dictionary should we use? Wait, we'll use this one. Although this is a little complicated. We saw right here in the beginning. Wait, I have to show. Build on it. Wait. Okay, I cannot find it. Wait. Okay, so what you can do is for key in, let's see. So you have this particular thing, and you can even do. So this is also a method in which you can get yeah, uh, for key comma values in dictionary dot, I think it's dot items. Let's say. Wait. Okay, so in order, you may need to access a particular thing in a dictionary. It may be, you want to work with key, it may be you want to work with value. So there is this another method, release here items dot items. So this what this does, using this you can for the first element will always be key. You can see we used to have one iteration variable. In this case we have two iteration variables. Okay, so this first iteration value will be key and this will be value. And please don't mistake yourself that it needs to be a key or value always. It can be something as stupid as single and, double this single. So this is what you write. Uh, Again, the mnemonic variables, they come into place. So this doesn't have to be key comma value for, this can be anything. But yes, this is how you iterate over a particular thing. You can just print out value. Okay, and you can do even particular things with these values. Okay, let's do something with this. Okay, if for example we let's make a scenario. Let's, okay, change the date. Okay, accidentally we wrote 1990 and we know the real is 1982. So what you can do is, for, we want to correct this thing, and what we did, we accidentally wrote a wrong key value. So what we can do is for key comma value in I think it would be just done by key. For key in. Okay, wait. Dot value in. I think it will be. We can do it this way. Wait. For key in. Dictionary dot items. For key comma value in dictionary dot items. Uh, Wait, my example is not making sense. What I want to do is I want to replace this particular thing, but why am I iterating? I can just write filler in 1990. Hmm. One moment. For key comma value in text. Text comma. I need to think of a good example. Wait. Let me get a good example. Okay, so uh, if we have some sort of this dictionary, I made up an example now. If we have some sort of a data dictionary in which we have different name, and then we have number 1992. Sorry, name. I want to name a particular person, Ibad. Okay, and we have who is born in 1990, and then we have some other person. Okay, let's call her Saima. She's born in 2000. And okay, so another example, Saima Cheet. Okay, so I want to print out all those names who are born in year 1993. I want to print the names of those people. Okay, so what I will do for key comma value in data dot items, if value is equal to 1992. Okay, if value is equal to 1992, print key. Wait, key comma value in data dot 1993. Sorry, there's no 1992. So you can see that I iterated over the list. I compared its value, and people who were born in 1993, they were names of those people were printed out. Okay, this was a little better example, but not the best example. But yes, this is how you can iterate over a dictionary. For if you want to work with both keys and items, you can work you can do data dot items. If you just want to work with keys, it will be just for key in data. Okay, does anybody have any question? Yeah, you will be doing something interesting with the dictionary, don't worry. Does anybody have any question? I'll just introduce the project, the final project. If you have question for anything now, we'll not be learning something new. I'll be just introducing the project that you have to do. It will be an interesting project for sure. Does anybody have any questions?
So what project, sir?
Yeah. I will introduce the project. It's not a project per se, but yeah, it is a good example where you'll be using a lot of things, even the things that we have not introduced in this workshop. But yes, that is how things work, and I will introduce everything. It is written in the notebook. You don't have to worry. But yes, does anybody have any questions? Any doubts? Anything? Anything like that? So these were, I'm guessing there are no questions. So these were all the data structures. Okay, these were all the data structures that are in Python. This is with this our basic introduction to Python is complete, and we'll be visiting some concepts. And if you have any doubts, please let me know. And if you have any questions, please let me know. If basics related to basics, and we'll be going into more intermediate, nothing advanced, but yeah, more intermediate things. This was just beginner level. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask relating anything. No questions? Okay, so let me share the project now with you guys and do work with the project. Okay, so in this project, you will be building a world cloud. I am not doing that thing, just as there is a meme uh, in during class. We are taught some simple thing and cooking a simple omelette and and एग्जाम में एकदम बिरयानी बनाने को बोल दी. I am not doing this. Although it may seem okay now we have to work with book. Oh God, what is he doing? He did not teach us all those things. This may seem like a situation. Okay, we did not look at all these things. Okay, and now he's asking us to do all these things. It will not be such a situation that I am asking you to cook a biryani when I taught you how to make an omelette. This is not a situation. It may seem some like that, but it is not. Trust me. Okay, so in this project, what you will be doing is you will be using you will be using Python to open a book, read all through its contents, and count the words and count how many times each word appears. Okay, how many times each word appears. So you will need to run this cell. This does some things. You don't need to know about word cloud because you will be just applying, you will be just working with lists, strings, dictionaries. Yes, you will be just working with lists, strings, dictionaries, and a basic syntax of basics Python conditionals and all these things in this project. Okay, so you don't need to worry about what all these things is. What you need to worry about is first you need to filter out all these punctuations. We know that there will be full stops, there will be brackets, there will be semicolons. Those are not words. Okay, those are not words. We'll need to filter those out. So we'll have to filter through all the contents of the books. We'll have to fill of the book. We'll have to filter that information. These words. We don't want to count these. And there are uninteresting words. We know all these the to if they will be a lot of times, we are not just interested in them. We want what kind of words actually what kind of words are actually used in the other words, the more meaningful words is what I mean to say. So you will need to you need to read the contents of a book, and you will be able to do this just by all these things just we did. Rest of the things that are complicated, those are already implemented for you, like uploading the document. Okay, uploading the document, that is already done, and building a word cloud, that is also already done. Okay, you just need to count words. Okay, this particular word, how many times does it appear in a book, and that could be done with just what we have learned in the workshop, throughout the workshop. Okay, so you need to read the book, you need to filter out punctuations, and then you need to filter out words, and rest of the words you have to count them and then make a word cloud. Have you guys seen word cloud? Oh, what does a word cloud look like? And please feel free to ask any questions now because this is kind of important.
Sir, what do you have to do on that word cloud?
Yes, you just have to make some a word cloud like this. The word that the word that will repeat itself the most, it will be like this, biggest. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the
So
word. These are this is
how
a.
it will be printed?
Mm-hmm.
How it will be printed like this?
Yeah, that all of that is taken care of. You don't have to worry about that. There is this Python package called word cloud. As we are trying to make the word cloud, you just have to count the words.
numpy को भी करना होगा.
There are other things. NumPy, I don't think there is. Yeah, maybe there is NumPy, but you don't have to worry about all of that. You just need to worry about what you have. There is nothing out of this workshop जो मैंने अभी तक पढ़ाया नहीं है. There is nothing of that sort. You just need to count the words. Use your little.
Okay.
This is a simple quiz. Definitely that will not I'm not. This is the intermediate quiz, but it may seem difficult. Oh my god! You just you need to count the words and store them in a dictionary. Okay.
So string compare के लिए कुछ function use करना है या फिर direct equals to or not equals to.
Yeah. A comparison operator would be used. Double equal to. For example, you are going through each and every character in the whole book, and you are saying that if that particular character is in this, if that particular character is in this, we don't want this character. Okay?
Okay.
And then you will iterate over the words and you will say, if that word is in this list, skip the list. Okay? First, you will have the whole text, then you will have the text without punctuations, then you will have, then you will make it a list. I'm giving you hints. Then you will make it a list, which is list of words that will not be in this particular. That will not be in this particular. What do you say? That will not be in this particular list, and then you will finally count those important words. Don't worry if you guys are not able. Try this. At least try this. If you are not able to do this, I will definitely. The first thing that we'll do next time is I will solve this in front of you. And to be honest, there are just maybe 10 lines of code to do all of this. Do you have any questions? Or do you have any questions related to this? Okay, you can get a good book or a book in your IP address in Germany is blocked from Gutenberg. Or okay, I don't know why this happened. So you can click on this. Why my IP address? Okay, oh, the IP address. Okay, so Germany is generally blocked. Okay, it was not blocked last time. Otherwise, I would have shown you. Okay, so you can go to this project Gutenberg and you can find out various books like text or books or PDFs. Okay, and you will run this. Wait, let me do this. Let me install all this first. So when you will run this cell, wait. Oh, that cell is already running. So it will be installing all these things. Wait. And there will be a upload widget here. I don't know why there is no upload widget. First thing that you can do is the simplest thing that you can do is wait. Hmm, do I have a book here? Dot text book. For example, you can do is I will copy this page. Okay. What you can do is without uploading book first, just to see if your filtering works. What you can do is you can create a string. I will create a doc string in this case. Any kind of string. You can copy data from anywhere, and then try to filter out all the information that is in this. Okay. Do you know you don't need to open a book per se. Just skip. Just use a huge text like this, or even a small text like this. Okay, because you will be iterating through that text because the book that will be reading it will also be a text. Okay, and if you guys face problems, I will even post a video on how to process the book. Just let me know. Yeah, you were about to say something.
Yeah, so is there a way like how we can just take text from a website, from a web page, and use that in the code?
Yeah, yeah, you
Rather
can.
than
Okay, you can write your own text. For Python, it is the same. Once you write a syntax, it will work for a infinitely long book. Well, not infinitely long book. It will work for a long book too. Does anybody have any other question? So we'll stop then if you don't have any questions. And this time, if you have any doubts, please feel free to ask. Please feel free to ask. I don't know. This button is not already working. I will have to check. Why is this not working? Comment. No questions, so I'll stop now. If you guys have no questions, or if you have any questions, please ask.
So please show that cloud cloud वाला question sir. I have to take the screenshot लेना.
This
No sir, your question sir. Question code sir. Code sir. All the symbols in the program they are taking. Is this one this one?
way I have uploaded it on. Sorry, I will be uploading it on GitHub. You have the whole notebook there.
Okay sir.
Yeah, yeah. You don't need to copy anything. The notebook. I think it's already on. I think it's already on GitHub. So yeah, let me upload this. If it is not on GitHub, let me upload this. So yeah, this is the notebook is on GitHub now. If it was not before, let me refresh. Yeah, we have everything. We have this quiz. No, not quiz. It was project. Yeah, this project is on GitHub now. You can use this. Okay. I even included this text now. The text also got uploaded, so you can use this text also. So I will say it once again, one last time. So what you have to do, you will take the text, you will remove the punctuations. What you will have to do, I will give you more guess. You will have to iterate over each and every character, and if that character exists in punctuations, like we saw during list, if this is in this, then skip that particular character. Then what you will do, you will convert all the left string, you will split it using the split method of string, and it will all those words will be converted into a list. Okay, and then you will iterate over that list, and for each of the element that is in this uninteresting uh, words list, you will skip that list and you will create a new list, filtered one. You can use list comprehensions for this, or normal for loop, and you will create a new dictionary. You will create a new list in which all everything is filtered. From then you will iterate over that filtered list, and for each word you can add to that dictionary, add to a dictionary. You'll create a dictionary and you will add each word to a dictionary. And obviously keys are unique. There can be no two keys. So when a element is repeated, when a word is repeated, you can increase the count of that particular word. That is, you can increase the value of the particular word. Okay. And then you just have to return dictionary. Rest of the things will be taken care of by this code itself. Okay. So I hope I couldn't make it more clear, to be honest. Like I gave you the solution. You just have to implement it in Python now. I told you the whole solution. Okay. I will upload this video as soon as possible. It takes a lot of time to convert this video. I will upload this video ASAP so that if you need this explanation, look at this explanation, look at this video again and go through the explanation. And